going on, y'all? It's Rob with CinemaBullyZ. Today I'm going to talk about some things that I see online that are, kind of odd and I think misunderstood when it comes to labeling your dog for the class that best suits the dog. Now, I say this because, there's some people that say their dogs are pockets, or they say they're classics, or they say that they're pocket classics, or a standard classic, or an extreme classic, extreme, standard, extreme pocket. If you look at the dog shows that we all go to, the classes are pocket, standard, XL, classics. Nowhere in the breed description says extreme. Now, there used to be an extreme class, yes, and those dogs are a lot of what you see now in the standard and the pocket class. Those dogs are more extreme. So therefore, they really don't fit the standard when it comes to the description of what the standard's supposed to look like, the concept. So, my whole thing is, everyone's breeding for these more extreme dogs, in which apparently they got rid of the extreme class because they wanted to put those extreme features into the pockets and the standards. Which, yes, that's what they started to do. Did they perfect it? No. Did they make it consistent in the blood? No. So that is the big issue with trying to judge these dogs in classes, that a lot of these judges want to see the more extreme features. Because certain dogs that fit the concept and the standard, or more, they're not more, but they're more correct to the standard, but not extreme. To the point, what I mean is, the oversized heads and the oversized bone, the oversized muscle, the thickness and girth of them. So that's when, you see pockets in the ring. You see the pockets that are, smaller, say 50 to 65 pounds, 70 pounds at the most, going against other pockets that are fucking, excuse my French, but, there's 75, 80 to 100 pounds, some of them. So how do you have a 65 pound correct dog going against a dog that is 80 to 100 pounds, but is nowhere near correct? When it comes to, they might have straight fronts, they have the big bone, they have the big muscle, big head, but usually the rear assemblies are trash. I mean, they're high rears, straight stifles, poor movement, can't breathe, list goes on. So, and then they have these dogs winning. So that's what this whole confusion of is when people are classifying their dogs of what they really are. So you need to look at your dog and understand, there's no such thing anymore as anything extreme. Yes, they have extreme features, but there's no extreme classes. There's no extreme standards, no extreme pockets, no extreme classics, no extreme anything. XLs. So therefore, the breed type needs to change as a whole. And, these extreme features need to be more consistent and true in these dogs to count that extreme factor as a factor when judging these dogs. Because therefore, it's not, if the dog, most of the dogs that, even extreme dogs, don't produce their extreme look. They come out pit bullish, they come out lacking bone, lacking size. So it's not consistent enough. So they threw that extreme class, started combining it, to all the other breeds, standards, classics, pockets. hoping that that extreme gene would take over, or at least, add on to what was already there with the foundation. Which, yes, it did. And some of these dogs are a fine example of extreme characteristics going right. But are they consistent in producing that? No. Are there a lot of them that are correct or close to correct and extreme? No. The ones that are grand champions. And a lot of the grand champions do have those extreme features. And they are almost correct. I mean, there's no such thing as a 100% correct dog. There's no such thing as a perfect dog. Not yet. And the way that the breed's going, it probably never will be one. But people like myself and other people that I associate with, we are trying to get the structure on point to the point where it is 99% almost perfect, and then bring that extreme feature into it. But it takes time, and that's what people don't understand. You're going to take a minimum of 5 years to even get from starting as puppies to 5 years in. You're lucky to get 2 generations of what you're trying to do out of that. So you got, those years, we'll say 5 years to get 2 generations, possibly 3 generations. So now you're right in the beginning of what you're trying to do. And then therefore you combine what you got and outcross it when you think you have to and do what you got to do. But minimum to even somewhat get your blood going to where you want it to be, you need at least 10 years of work in this to get that look that you desire and that, what you're trying to bring to the table when it comes to the preservation of this breed. Everyone wants to just buy some dogs and get rich or, make some money. If that's your mindset on this, do people like me a favor and just don't even breed dogs, because all you're doing is flooding the market, making shit dogs that look like shit and are not correct. They are not they're not, good representations of the breed. And you're making it flooded to the point where, that's why people always complain about prices going down and up and stuff like that. But I already talked about that before. But, back to what I was saying with the extreme feature. You have to incorporate that once you have a good foundation of what you are trying to accomplish. So look at your dogs, understand what they are for what they are. There's no such thing as a classic pocket. That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a classic standard. There's no such thing as the extreme class, extreme pocket, extreme standard, or whatever. There's no such thing. So it's a standard, a pocket, a classic. That's it, or an XL. So, therefore, understand what you're talking about before you post stuff. Because people like me look at that and just say, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Because, and you gotta, judge your dogs and criticize them as somebody that's not you. Because I criticize my dogs all the time. I critique them, and I know where they lack, what they need help in, what I'm trying to do. And I said I got 4 years in this, 3 years of breeding under my belt. And, all my dogs in my yard are considered pockets, even though Queen of the Damned is just over a pocket height. So she is considered a classic. And also because of the way she's built. But if she was a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch shorter, she would be a pocket. But she would lack the substance in the bone that these judges want to see. So she probably wouldn't have champed out. So you got to understand what you have in front of you and show it accordingly. And then, you know, be mindful and understand what you guys are doing for the preservation of the breed. Because there's very few of us that have the breed in mind, not just our pockets. So, like I said, this is a hobby for me. I have a career. This is something I enjoy doing. I like competition. I like these dogs. I love these dogs. And it all comes down to, you know, your passion of what you want to do. So I hope this helped you guys out in understanding. Hopefully, you know, you talk more correctly and post correctly, you know, and understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just being 100 with everything I say. I don't care who you are. This is just what it is. So, hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, like, comment, and subscribe, share, and any feedback's appreciated. So, let me know what you guys think. All right, thanks. Later.